Airline strike could have a big impact on Charlotte.
Flight attendants at one airline could be walking the picket line instead of the concourse. Chief Transportation Correspondent Hawker Vanguard is live at Charlotte Douglas Airport tonight. Hawker, what are crew members asking for?
Yeah, so we're talking about American Airlines' wholly owned regional subsidiary, Piedmont Airlines, and those flight attendants are asking for more protections, better pay. They're represented by the AFA, the Association of Flight Attendants, and they say enough is enough. Gone are the days of meals on China and worry-free travel.
Why are you recording me, though? Why are you yelling? Well, why are you recording me? Take your phone.
Thousands of misconduct incidents in the last year continue to make headlines all over the country. While the FAA is busy prosecuting passengers behaving badly, some of aviation's first responders say the time is now for a new contract.
Piedmont flight attendants cannot afford to work at Piedmont. So much in the fact that we've created a local food bank within our union and Philly and Charlotte bases to make sure that flight attendants are taken care of.
MEC President Katora Johnson says Piedmont Airlines flight attendants represented by AFA are seeking a livable wage and better protections in a new contract.
About 10 different jobs you could work at, you would make more take-home pay than working at Piedmont Airlines. And this was things like Costco, Target, McDonald's, your local grocery store.
The work group has been flying on an amendable agreement since April of 2019. Currently, flight attendants' compensation tops out at just over $36 an hour after 17 years of service. With a majority of the workforce falling in the 1 to 5 years of service category, the average flight attendant makes $30.92 an hour plus per diem. Most are walking away with an average pay of about $2,600 a month.
Life is unsustainable at Piedmont right now, so we're moving forward with a strike vote to show Piedmont and American Airlines that we deserve better, that we will do whatever it takes to get a fair contract.
Former airlines like TWA and Eastern were well known for their strikes. Most famous, though, was American Airlines, the last major carrier to strike in 1993. Those flight attendants successfully walked away from the picket line with a ratified contract. But now the fate of Piedmont's negotiations and new contract falls on the National Mediation Board.
And that's what our plan is, right, is to vote, be released, and put pressure on the company so that we ultimately don't have to strike, although we're willing and ready.
So I'll tell you, the feds have stepped in at this point because Piedmont Airlines and the AFA have not been successful in doing any type of ratification or bargaining. So they're a third-party federal agency that steps in for arbitration and collective bargaining. The earliest anything could happen here at Charlotte Douglas is at the end of next month, as they have to wait 30 days after a cooling-off period from that vote. And if anything was to happen, American Airlines would accommodate passengers on the next available flight.
Hawker, there's a lot of steps that go into negotiating an airline contract. So what rules are all these union agreements based off of?
So no matter what airline, and in this case, railroad in the United States, people work for, it's all based off of the Railway Labor Act. And that's a piece of legislation from 1926 that was ratified in 1933, 1936, 1966, and in the 80s. In 1966, there were airline provisions added, and everything that airline crew members are given in a contract and the rules used for negotiation are all based off of that very, very old piece of legislation. It's been a push from labor to get that ratified, or a new piece of legislation to come forward to better fit the needs of today.
Hawker, we hope they get things worked out there. Thank you very much for putting that into context for us.